Welcome, friends. It's time for part 2 of our Wendi Adelson coverage. We're about 20 minutes into her police interview, and General Isom is about to ask Wendi Adelson for access to her cell phone. Dun dun dun! I just paused the video just before that so we could just isolate this. I wish I could put it on repeat, but it is the perfect fake laugh. Not fake laugh. God, I bet she's good at that too, huh? Fake cry. It's just, if you were like auditioning and that's what you did, luckily for Wendi, General Isom isn't really looking at her when she does it. So he just gets the audio, but you'll see. How do we do this? We got to press present and then share this thing. Yeah. Okay. Is that good?
Okay. This is what I want to do, okay? This is what
Oh, I
happened.
just want to go back a second.
And they'll be fine.
Yeah, they'll be fine.
I can take care of them like this.
All right. Where's your closest family at?
My family actually just
Miami! Darn, they're so far away. Can you believe it? I live in wonderful Tallahassee, and my parents live in the horrible southern city of Miami. If only they'd move here.
talked to my brother this morning. My parents are in Coral Springs.
Okay.
And my brother, I have two brothers, but I'm very close to one of them who is in Fort Lauderdale.
Okay.
Total unnecessary information. My brother, well, I have two brothers, but I'm very close to one of them. What is that about? It's alignment with people that are, in the group, in the cult, man. They're right in the cult. If she says Rob, oh yeah, speak to Rob. He'll be a good character witness, and he comes in and says, yeah, I think it was my mum. Can you imagine?
All right. So that's where you're from originally, I take it.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
His family's in Canada. Did they know? Did you tell them?
No, they have.
Information fishing, yeah? Do they know? I need to know if they know. Did you tell them and that they know? She wants to have as much privy information as possible so she can report back. She can just keep control. If she knows if they know or don't know, then that means something, right? Excuse me. And, she's probably going to be debriefing her family later on.
No.
Oh my God. His parents are devastated.
There it is.
Okay. This is what I want to do, okay? This is what happened, okay? Daniel's been shot, okay? And we have to find out why and who did this. Can you help with that?
I will try.
Okay. What I want to do right now to try to expedite things.
I wish I could see if she's actually making eye contact. I guess she's sort of looking down into space, like maybe at the crack under the door.
Okay, but I need your permission. I want to take your cell phone and download all the information out of it.
Sure.
Do you have a problem with that?
No.
Gosh, of course, she didn't even need to think about that. Why would I have a problem with that? I've been planning this for 2 years and have therefore used my phone in a way that, establishes a pattern. And the pattern is I delete every message I get. It's a to-do list. Nothing funny there.
Okay. And then we're going to make arrangements for you to get the kids, or we'll get the kids somehow, okay? because the kids are at daycare, right?
Yeah.
And they're going to need their mother.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Can you do that?
Oh, she loves that. That's like, I think, is that the first confirmation that from General Isom that she's going home? The kids are going to need their mother. She's like, winner, yeah. Can I get my car? Are you going to bring me my car? Or
That?
Yes.
Okay. I gotta get
oh, darn these ads.
a form for you to sign, and then I'm gonna get the phone started. Okay.
Oh my God. I have a lot of friends.
I know.
Yeah, you can get that phone started, General Isom. Don't worry. I've already had it sent to Dell Computer and IBM, and they have inspected it with technology better than yours, and it's clean, clean as whistle.
How do you know that?
Well, you had two of them up there for a last minute lunch date, right?
Last minute?
Well, I mean, you went up there, you're sitting with them. You have friends.
I do. What I meant by it is that Danny didn't treat me very well. And I'm
Okay.
so scared that maybe someone did this. Not because they hate Danny, but because they thought this was good somehow.
Oh, are you saying that you think maybe
This is her own play, right? Why would the family include this element in? Well, okay. Jeffrey Lacasse was part of the play for sure. By the family, they were all in the know that he was gonna take it down. He was gonna get taken down, take a fall. But she's widening the pool. You know, she's like, yeah, somebody. I have a lot of friends, and I talk about my divorce.
maybe one of your friends would have done something
Who
like
would do
this?
this?
I don't know. That's why you're here, and that's why we're talking.
I'm amazed. I really think General Isom kicks himself and gets teased in the office. Oh my God, he must be so gutted that he has to watch this. I bet they play it every year on Christmas.
Would you ever ask someone to do something like this?
Not in a million years.
Okay.
Week.
Do you think someone would do this for your benefit without asking?
You see, way more emphatic in the courtroom. That would have been absolutely not. I guess 10 years has really brought out the emphaticism, whatever, in her, not in a million years. Absolutely not. You know what I'm talking about.
No.
What good does it serve?
I made my brother, the one, his name's Charlie, the one I'm really close to, he makes a lot of jokes in bad taste, and it was a joke he made. He bought the TV for me this morning that got broken, and I was talking to him about whether it made sense to pay to fix it or whether I should get a new one.
Okay. And this is just too tidily worded not to be scripted. She's thought about this and she's thought, I need an insurance policy. My insurance policy is why on God's green earth would I bring that up if I knew? Of course, the answer is just in case this happened. I hope the jury gets that. Look forward to it, Wendy.
And it was always this joke that, like, he knew Danny treated me badly, and it was always this joke. He said, I looked into hiring a hitman, and it was cheaper to get you this TV, so instead I got you this TV. I mean, he would never. he's my big brother, and he's been taking care of me since I was little, but he would never. And I told that to the repair guy this morning.
Right. That's okay.
I said, he asked me how much it cost, and I said I didn't know because it was a gift, because my brother said it was cheaper than a hitman. It was my divorce present.
Okay.
Such a horrible thing to say. I'm so sorry.
That's okay.
But even my family, who felt like I had been mistreated, would never do something like this. Never.
Well, you guys have been divorced for over a year. Has there been any type of abuse in that time?
Even my family, even my evil Disney villain, mafia, fantasy family wouldn't do this. Even the ones that think they're completely above the rest of society and that no law, moral or legal, applies to them, even those guys who would look like the most likely, even them wouldn't have done this in a million years. Like, at all. Ever. Chris Watts.
Of him towards me?
Yeah.
No, it's he's litigious, and we have an ongoing case because the house, it shouldn't be, I don't know, it shouldn't be in my name anymore, but when we settled the case of our divorce, he said, or one of the agreements the court said was, Danny wanted to stay in the house. They said, you can have the house, but you need to pay her half of the amount of what the house is worth. And he agreed to it, and then months passed and he just never paid me.
Okay.
And so we have ongoing litigation where I filed a motion in the court to have him pay me what he said he would, and he...
Yeah, just your standard run-of-the-mill ongoing litigation, between two law professors. Yeah, with a team of high-price tag attorneys each. Yeah, even just your run-of-the-mill extended period of litigation.
Filed a counter motion for sanctions against my attorney because he thought that she did something wrong, but she didn't. But so...
Yeah, she didn't do anything wrong. It was me that was doing something wrong. I love the bit where she says, yeah, my attorney said that because Danny had filed a motion against me, I have to withdraw from the case. Well, can you imagine if that happened every time there was a legal dispute between parties? Nothing would get done.
So, I mean, she withdrew from the case and was going to serve as a witness. I mean, she's not going to lash out at him for it. She's not going to lash out. She's a lawyer who, wouldn't even want to do some sort of shady number fiddling with my alimony. I love in her, General Isom's probably thinking, yeah, good lead. Good lead. What's her number? What kind of car does she drive? He loves to ask that. Have you noticed that? Every one that comes up, tell me what kind of car they drive. The car is important. Maybe he's just a car guy. using the legal process to do it. My parents are, very angry towards him. But even when they're around my kids, they would never say a bad word about my kid's father. They're really, really careful about that. They just like him, but they know he's the father of my kids. They would never do that.
Right.
I don't know who would be angry enough with him.
Well, that's what I have to find out.
To do something like this.
The brother that you're real close to, I have to do a lot of elimination at the same time. The brother that you're really close to, the one that joked about the TV and everything, what'd you say his name was?
Charlie.
Charlie, and he's in Fort Lauderdale?
Yeah.
Okay. Tell me what kind of car he has.
He has like 5 cars.
Can't tell me all of them.
He drives and I think one of them is an unmarked police car.
Oh, really?
He's a bit of a character.
Okay.
So I don't know what he's driving at the time.
Right.
But I'll tell you, he's a periodontalist, and he has this practice where he works from early in the morning till late at night. So if you ever wanted to find his whereabouts, he's working all day long and until early in the morning till late at night, always driving to a different office working.
Oh, he goes to different offices?
Yeah, he works in different offices all over South Florida, does implants for.
Yeah, he's like this undercover dentist in a unmarked police car. He's got the radio. Yeah, you know, I think Charlie Adelson might be a little bit Asperger's or autistic or something, just a bit, because there was some kind of learning disability mentioned about his dyslexia, something. I buy that. But he's got this. Do you remember when he was talking to Donna Adelson, his mom, on the jail calls, and he said, "Do you remember my cousin Vinny?" And he's referencing the bit where Marissa Tomei is like, "Yeah, the 1964 Buick Skylark doesn't have positive traction. It doesn't have independent rear suspension. The correct ignition timing would be exactly 3 degrees above top dead center." You know, and then I bet he loves the Blues Brothers, right? And I guarantee you he's watched The Sopranos. I got some ideas about that. We'll continue.
For people, and he works really hard all the time. He has a girlfriend, so he's pretty much accounted for all the time.
Charlie, was that his first name?
Charlie's his first name.
Not Charles?
I think Charles is his legal name. No one calls him that.
What's his last name?
Adelson.
What's his middle?
J-A-Y.
Same spelling. Adelson.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh my god.
What?
What? Oh my god.
Arms up.
I can't believe this is happening.
Okay. All right. Let me go get the form for the phone.
Do I need to be read by Miranda rights or something if you're gonna look at my phone?
I can read you Miranda if you want to hear
I
that.
don't know.
Okay. What she wants to hear here is no, you don't need to be read your Miranda rights. We only do that to suspects, which you are not. We just need to look at your phone to see if the killer might have been stalking you, and if you're in danger and need our protection. God, she's going to get on to the protection thing. All these nudges for 24-hour, squads parked outside her residence. I need protection. We're not safe. God, what's her name? Denise Winchester. This is my priority today. I am not safe. That was in Tallahassee. I bet General Isom was all over that. That was a big one, wasn't it? We need to make a list of all crimes in Tallahassee and see how many General Isom has been in charge of.
I'm just trying to make sure I'm being
I have no
protected.
reason. I have no reason at this point to suspect you in this incident. Okay.
I couldn't tell from the way you were talking to me in the car if I was a suspect.
Well, no, and the reason was I didn't want to get into everything until we got up here.
Is he
Okay.
still in the hospital?
He's at the hospital, yes. Yes.
And he's alone.
Yes.
And nobody knows he's there.
Well, you know now, and while I'm going to get this phone taken care of, I'm going to have a victim advocate come in here, and hopefully you can supply her with his parents.
Oh my God.
I'm assuming his parents would be his next of kin.
He's a sister he's really close with.
Where is she?
They're all in Canada. He's Canadian.
Okay. All right. They live in Canada.
They all live in Canada.
Okay.
His family's all in Canada.
Okay.
They're gonna think I did it.
No.
They're going to think I did it. And General Isom is like, No, come on. Don't tell yourself that. Unbelievable. I mean, maybe imagine if the all the Adelsons are right. I mean, that Denise Williams, Winchester Williams, you know, they that was like a cold case for 12 years or something. Maybe they are just this bumbling police force and can't get anything done in Tallahassee. The criminal walks into the interrogation room, is sitting in front of you, and you're sat there going, don't tell yourself that the parents are going to suspect you.
Oh my God, I can't believe this is happening.
All right, let me go get the form for the phone, okay?
That's real. She can't believe this is happening. You know, the adrenaline. Can you imagine? I mean, maybe it's these sorts of people don't have the same, I think she might be an alien, a literal from another planet, doesn't breathe the same way as human beings, doesn't have whatever the chemical reaction, hormones and adrenaline and all of that. I was thinking last night, she is, especially when she's on the stand and she's doing this hypnotic, like baby doll, fembot thing. I was thinking that kind of individual was the kind of individual that would have inspired some of the mythology from ancient Greece, Medusa and all those sorts of and pretty much all those mythologies were to describe the indescribable, like the sense, to depict what your instinct is feeling, or your well, we'll get back to the mythology, but it's interesting, and people have called her a goddess. There's something going on, right?
Oh my God.
Sorry, you okay?
Yeah. No.
I meant to like.
That's fine. Our last interaction wasn't nice.
What are you talking about, personal?
Yeah, I'm just looking here. I didn't want to take the boys this afternoon. I had wanted to have them. And I talked over with my brother and realized,
My last reaction.
their dad wants to take them swimming. It's not worth getting upset over. He sent me that message at 9:15 this morning.
You were telling me before when we were riding up here that the agreement was that you're all going to have some type of phone call at 11:15 this morning. Is that correct?
Well, not exactly. Just that we needed to have the talk at some point before. We have to decide before Monday of what to do about his school, where Ben's going to go to school. And he said, "I'm going to be done." I thought it was 11:15, but when we listened to the message, it was 10:30.
Okay.
When he said, "I'm going to be out of," he went to like a workout class at the gym.
At Premier.
At Premier.
Mhm.
He said, "I'm going to be out of it by such and such a time. You could call me then." And I called, but I think we could see what time I called him. I thought it was more of like, let's see, recent calls. I called him. Well, that's him calling in at 9:02. I called him at 11:42 and got his answering machine.
He called you at 9:02?
He called me at 9:02.
Mm-hmm.
The repair guy was there, and honestly, I leave my ringer off a lot of the time, so I didn't even hear the call come in. He left me a message. I called him at 11:42 and left him a message, just saying, okay, I want to talk about school for Ben, and I assume I'll see you at 4:30 today.
See, I assume that I'll see you at 4:30 today because I'm assuming that you won't be shot in the face. And we'll be meeting at 4:30 to discuss what's happening with the boys. Because I'm not happy with some of your decision making, Dan. Sorry, Professor Markel. So it obviously couldn't have been me, and I had no knowledge.
When I figured he's going to take the kids swimming,
Right.
and he'll drop them at the house at 4:30.
Okay. So in other words, the whole meeting at 10:30 or 11:15
Just didn't happen.
Right. Okay. All right. Let me get this. There's a lot of information on here. Okay. It'd probably be easier if I read it to you.
Fine.
Okay. I, Wendi Adelson, and I got to change this.
Adelson.
I know I got to change that.
It's okay. Adelson.
Yeah, do not get that name wrong, Tallahassee. We are an institute, okay? It's Adelson. Got it, Tallahassee? General Isom, you get that white out and you correct that mistake immediately. Adelson.
Actually, it's spelled right. I said it wrong. Adelson.
Oh, he can't even read.
Do hereby authorize and give my permission to Investigator Isom, who has identified himself to me as a law enforcement officer with necessary assistance of a digital forensic examiner to make a full and complete search of my cell phone or other digital media, along with data located on additional data sources, locations such as connected to at and were at the Tallahassee Police Department. That's the address. I have been advised that law enforcement are engaged in investigation concerning an alleged violation of federal or state law pertaining to a shooting incident. I do further authorize to give permission to take from my cell phone located at 230 47th Avenue.
In Tallahassee, a full inspection of a cell phone is probably that they photograph it and dust it for prints. There's no mirror drive here, man. This is Tallahassee, and we don't even have a computer in the police department. We used to have a typewriter, but now we just chisel numbers into a piece of rock.
Any?
I'm sorry. Is that the police station?
That's where we're at right
Okay.
now. Yeah. Computers, cell phones, computer peripherals, digital media data, which may or may not have been connection, value, or relevance as evidence in said investigation. The above law enforcement officer has fully and fairly advised me on rights as follows. I have the right to refuse consent of the search of my property. I have the right to consult with an attorney or any other person of my choice prior to giving them consent. And
just thinking, if General Isom is treating her so much like a victim here, which he is, even more than what would be polite, he's really father figuring it up. Why is he going into all these searches? Your computer, full and complete search of your mobile data and everything. Well, what he wants is to see if there are any clues. Dan could have sent a text that she's forgotten about because she's in crisis, and that text could be, "Oh, someone's been following me. They're in a black Ford Mustang and they've been following me." you know, it's for someone who's this close to the victim, kids, even if she's not a suspect, she's relevant. And she talked to him that day, the day he was killed. Obviously, she was meeting up with him at 4:30, so it couldn't have been her.
Permission to search the above described property. Any cellular phones, computers, computer peripherals, and digital media or data, along with any data located on these items or on additional digital storage locations such items can connect to, found by said officers in the course of their search, can be used as evidence against me or others in a court of law. I fully understand and appreciate these rights and wish it be specifically understood that I'm hereby giving consent permission to conduct the search of the cellular phones, computers, computer peripherals, and digital media data, along with any data located on any additional digital storage locations such items can connect to, solely because of my desire to freely and voluntarily cooperate and assist in this investigation. I have not been promised anything or been threatened or coerced in any way, nor has any inducement of any kind been held out to me in return for this consent and permission to search. Okay, can I have your phone now?
Yeah.
Just closing off there a bit now, isn't she? She's just buying a little bit of time. I don't think she's really processing much. She's just closed off because she knows he's going to give her some space.
Stupid question, but are you gonna give it back?
Yes, yes, yes.
I feel like I need to help
No,
my
you're gonna
family. What's going on?
No, you're gonna get it back.
More, I'm not a suspect confirmation, you know. Am I going to get my phone back like today when I leave and pick up my kids? And when is my car getting here, guys? The airport is waiting.
It's just I'm trying to expedite this now so I can get it back to you soon.
I understand.
Be right back.
Just for the record, I am fully convinced that she is a bona fide psychopath. I don't know if I'm qualified. Well, I'm certainly not qualified to make that diagnosis, but sometimes you don't need a weatherman to know which way the wind blows. You know, it's like, just look at her. I mean, you think about someone like Jodi Arias, right? A lot of notoriety about Jodi Arias. And yeah, pretty scary individual, psycho, probably, yeah, really. But you know, she didn't last very long, did she? I mean, she spent 9 years or something in court, but Wendy's been free and had a shitload of money and just incredible. You know, I had a thought the other day of when she's called to testify in Donna's trial, which obviously will happen, and she really loves it. I think she really gets off on just waving it in everyone's face, a bit like what Trump did, you know, or any politician. You know, it's just like, come and get me. Look, I'm showing you what I'm doing, and you can't do anything about it because I'm that good. That's what she feeds off. That she loves going into the courtroom and sparring with Georgia Cappleman and Christopher DeCoste and little love-ins with Rashbaum, and you know, she loves it. And yeah, I know I had this thought that when she gets called in to testify at Donna's trial, that's when the FBI storm the courtroom and cuff her while she's on the stand. But just before they do, she stands up in the witness box, turns into an owl, and flies up high through a tall, high window in the courtroom or something. You know, like just vanishes as an owl. Wouldn't that be like amazing? Little static there, Wendi. Where's the crisis? Turn up crisis mode.
Okay, Wendi.
Did you see how she didn't look up at the door? Yeah, I'm so focused on this right now. The sound of a door does nothing to me. It doesn't alert me whatsoever. We'll have to go back and see Jennifer Pan when she jumps out of her skin when the door opens, which was pretty good actually for someone feigning trauma, like what we're seeing here.
Let me get sure.
That's the friend I was with calling. Do you want to just
Pound for pound, I'd have found Jennifer Pan more convincing, but I tell you, those Ontario Provincial Police, the OPP, they have some of the best detectives in the world. Their what do you call it? Criminal psychology is incredible, and they don't miss a beat. If you had that guy that interviewed Jennifer Pan in this room, he would tear Wendi to pieces. I'd love to know what Jim Smith from the Russell Williams interrogation would make of Wendi Adelson. Can we contact Jim Smith, Detective Sergeant Jim Smith for the OPP, and ask him, hey Jim, what do you think of the General Isom Wendi Adelson little chit chat? What would you do different? Tell us, Jim.
And I guess I should talk to anyone right now.
Yeah.
Is there someone I can talk to about what to tell my kids?
Yes, we're going to get to that. Give me your phone number on this phone again.
Brackets. You mentioned a victim advocate earlier. Is that still happening? Because I'm a victim, right? Not a suspect. Now we're going over to those guys in Utah, Ogden, Utah. What's his name? That shot the guy sleeping in the park, the vagrant. Oh, I forget his name right now. Ah, it'll come back to me.
954-803-0079.
Can I get Daniel's cell phone number?
202.
General Isom, we call him Danny or Jibbers, okay? Daniel is Daniel Sack. And we call him Daniel Sack for a reason.
276-8200.
202-276-8200.
General Isom just passed the Tallahassee Police Department exam. He repeated 6 numbers.
Okay. Do you know his passcode to unlock his phone?
I don't.
You don't know it?
I don't.
Oh, it is really, what's the word? When something is hard to look at? Oh, I don't know. When she's talking about this later with her kids and she's laughing, going, Ava has a passcode. What's it? Ava has an iPad. What's his code? she's doing this sort of giddy thing with her friend and the victim advocate. It's just revolting. It's sick. I mean, we'll get to it. We're only like 36 minutes in here. It's 5 hours long, for God's sakes. Yeah, but after the friend gets there and Wendi comes out of crisis mode, she really has to contain herself, doesn't she? She's so elated. She's just radiating with victory and joy of how well this is going, and that she's going to be on the plane to Miami, and she can probably even get the cops to tell her to go to Miami, that she's not safe in Tallahassee, and can she get out of town? And we're going to send you 24-hour protection.
Have a passcode. When
Right.
I was with him, he didn't have the kind of phone that needed a passcode.
Okay.
But he's gotten an iPhone since then, so
Yeah.
he may have one. And I can't remember, like, actually, I remember his passcode to something, but it was like a word in Hebrew with the word one, so it's a word and not numbers. I could give you my children's birthdays in case you want to try that. I really have no idea what it would be.
Okay, let's go ahead with the children's birthdays.
So Ben is 7/29, so it could be like 0729.
What year?
2009. Lincoln is 10/13, 2010. They're 14 months apart.
10/13 of 10.
Yeah. I was complaining about him at the lunch.
Sorry. I'll be right back.
Again, would you be... I mean, an innocent person surely would be in shock, in shock, and people, like, I'd probably be pretty quiet and still myself, stoic. I don't know, but would she be so upset about I was complaining about him at lunch? I mean, I don't know. It's just, none of it seems authentic, does it? That's the problem.
What is going on?
And what was going on, and she looked genuinely in thought at that time. I don't think that was an act, you know. She is one of these liars that has become accustomed to recycling emotions that are, real, but reshaping them so that they're a different for a different reason, you know. Like, The whole thing about was she the person who was the neighbor? The neighbor was unexpected, right? So what was the expectation? Was the expectation that she would find the body and call the cops? She wasn't supposed to be meeting him till 4:30. Would she have had a reason to? Was that why she drove around Trescott? I don't think so, actually. Why would that be her plan? To go to the house? Just seems like if she was the one that called the cops and was there at the scene and no one had been around to hear a gunshot that happened an hour ago, and, you know, they didn't know when he'd been shot, she'd have been in cuffs. Posing in the restaurant with two friends, psychologist friends, not in cuffs. She's going through all the steps in her mind. She's going, right, what have I done so far? I have taken care of my alibis. The car's clean, the phone's clean, the laptop's clean. I was at lunch. We don't know how the cops knew. She's going to start asking questions about that. How did the ambulance know to go there? Did Danny call them? Who called them? You know, she's going to want to know all the answers to these questions. It's all coming up. And right now she's going through those steps. She's thinking, this is what I've done so far. And this is what I've got to do next. I've got to talk to the victim advocate. I've got to get the friend here to suggest Jeff. I've got to get someone to pick up the kids and the car seats. And I've got to get my parents here. I mean, it's a lot. It's a big plan, right? For her, especially. I mean, the other parties paid money and organized, and Charlie did this situation, real clever walling off between Catherine. I mean, ridiculous. I mean, that is a easy, clear connection. And we got to do another video on the bumbles of Sigfredo Garcia and Luis Rivera. I mean, that sounds like a good film, doesn't it? Doesn't that sound like a movie? The Bumbles of Sigfredo Garcia. I mean, these guys are the most amateur hour killers I've ever even, whatever. It's just incredible. The amount of mistakes and errors they made. Just bumbles. And the whole thing about walling off Tallahassee 400 miles to Miami, and they're driving in a car that is traceable because it's got weird mirrors and it's got a sun pass and it's clearly from Miami. And look, and there's this guy who rented the car and his name's on the thing, and his baby mama is the girlfriend of him, and we're back at the dentist's, the Adelson Institute. Murder for hire. Oh, I don't know how much of that I can take. Come on. Give me a victim advocate.
gonna take your phone, they're gonna hook it up to a machine, download the information. It doesn't take a whole lot unless you got a lot of stuff on there.
I don't know what's on there.
I don't know
have
what's
to use
on
the
there. It's
bathroom.
inconsequential to me
Is
because
there
there's no evidence.
close by?
Yeah, it's real close by. Okay, you can leave your stuff there. It's not going anywhere, and I'll put you right around the corner here. Okay.
Okay,
Do you want some water after that?
okay.
Would you like a neck rub?
Okay.
Can't leave.
Not yet. You got somebody here?
Seriously? Okay, I'll hold it.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
We just have to eliminate everything. Okay, you know what she's saying, right?
I'm assuming I'm a suspect. I can't
No,
do
you're
it.
not a suspect. I'm not, I don't consider you a suspect. I asked you to come up here. You came up here voluntarily. I'm not Reggie Miranda. You are not under arrest. You are the closest thing to family that I have to Daniel right now. Okay? You are.
I'm so sad for.
Just listen to him. It's like he's picking up his 6-year-old granddaughter who scraped her knee in the play yard. The playground, you know, it's you're gonna be okay.
I can,
So,
I was thinking about something else. He told me that he comes. We have week on, week off, but on Wednesdays we do an overnight.
right.
And he told me that he might have some work up in New York.
Sorry to keep interrupting, but a lot of people say, oh, you know, you can only see it because of what we know now and how weird she is on the stand, and you can't second guess General Isom. And you know, he's a veteran police officer, and he's experienced, and all the rest of it. But not for nothing, I'd have picked up on some of this. I know I would. If it was me in the room, especially the victim advocate, and I think the victim advocate was picking up on some stuff. She went real quiet sometimes. She was like, I feel like I'm being played. She knew. But she didn't have the confidence. You know, Wendi totally treats her like a subordinate, you know, an assistant. It's insane. She totally power trips her out to the point where the victim advocate is almost nervous to say anything. You know, the bit where the victim advocate, who looks like she's just out of high school, sorry, victim advocate, you know, I hear you're doing real well now. But what was I saying? Yeah, she offers Wendi some advice, and she's like, this is what I always tell people. You can control your actions, but you can't control someone else's actions. And you can see the thought in Wendy's brain just go, oh my God, okay. Is this who they've sent to deal with me? Well, okay. Why don't you go and keep my car seat warm, little girl? Okay. That's probably the best use. The warmth coming off your buttocks to maintain a comfortable temperature on my minivan driver's seat. Okay, because if that's
And he might not be back in time for the Wednesday overnight. So there's no way that he did this because he had all kinds of plans like for next week that
Oh,
were.
you're saying he would not hurt himself?
No,
Okay, all right.
it wasn't him.
Okay. He has no reason to hurt himself or anything like that.
No, I mean, I can see him being really sad when we first got divorced.
Right.
But now he's got Amy and he loves those boys.
Okay.
And things were really good for him. There's no way he did this to himself.
I believe you.
Which really scares me because it means there's someone out there that's willing to do this to him, and I'm scared for the kids.
I understand I understand
And they're at school right now, and I want to.
there's an officer at the school.
Okay.
The kids are fine.
Okay.
Okay, there's no,
I don't know how I'm gonna tell them.
well, we're gonna help you with that, okay? But here's what I have to do right now, and I'm just trying, I wanna get this down, Pat. I know you don't have your phone to refer to,
Okay.
but that's okay.
You'll have all that information.
Right, because I'll check that against what you tell me.
Okay.
Your last phone conversation, okay, your last personal contact, in other words, in person with.
That was a little bit nervy, wasn't it, General Isom? Because I'll check that against what you tell me. A little bit of scrutiny there, Wendy. What happened to victim advocate?
Daniel was when?
His he goes by Danny.
Danny, okay.
No one calls him Daniel.
Yes, I don't know him, so I'm sorry.
just telling
Okay,
you
Danny.
so that it just feels really impersonal. My last face-to-face contact with him. Wow. We do a lot of like leave off pickup at the school, right? Where one of us will take the kids to school, the other one picks them up. When was the last time I saw him? I definitely saw him when I picked the kids up. I feel like there's something since then, but that would have been.
No, I'm not away. I'm not familiar with the.
Okay, I'll get Annie because she wanted it before.
And that was that morning I drove down, so that was June 30th,
Okay,
whatever that Monday morning was that we drove down to Miami. I saw him, I met Amy. Then we did a lot of Skype, like we'd Skype every day while I was gone. But that's not in person. I came back with my parents. We drove back all together. And then that Friday, which would have been last Friday, a week from today. So if today's the 18th, it was Friday the 11th. That's my other brother's birthday. And I would have seen him, but I had been with the kids for like 12 days straight. And I was getting really sad at the idea of drop off of Danny coming to pick him up. And so my folks said, you know what, why don't you just, so at about 4:45, I just went over a friend's house. I didn't see him that day. And then he had the kids, and I got some sort of laryngitis, and I was alone all weekend. So that was Saturday, Sunday. And then this week, I missed the kids, so I visited them at school on Monday and Tuesday.
they were staying with Danny?
They were with Danny that whole time, but Danny and I had started on days when we really missed the kids. We'd go have like lunch with them or breakfast with them. So I went and had lunch with them or read them a story. I saw them Monday, I saw them Tuesday. Wednesday was my overnight. And so
So when they really missed the kids, they would have lunch together. What is she saying? All together as like a foursome family? Because that's not what I remember. You know, what I remember is that they agreed to give each other right of first refusal, meaning if it were a Wendy day and she needed to do something, before she got a babysitter or a friend to watch, she'd offer it to Danny. And if he had time, he would, have the right of first refusal. It doesn't seem like they were meeting up and having lunch as a family. Kind of hard to believe. Kind of looks like she's trying to indicate that they were that things were, what did she say? Copacetic. I've never heard that word before or since. Copacetic? Okay. We need to look that up as well.
so that was Wednesday. And then he had them Thursday, was yesterday.
Yep.
So that was the last time I had face-to-face contact with him.
Was
June 30th.
June 30th, okay. And then yesterday, y'all were conversing on text about this phone call or about this discussion for Ben?
On email, I think,
Okay.
about, we'd both spoken with an administrator at the school. And so yesterday morning I emailed him and said, I'd really love for him to go to this school. I think we should accept it. Here's why. And then I asked him a second question about Ben's birthday coming up because I didn't have Ben on his birthday. He wanted this Lego thing and I wanted to make sure that no one else got it for him. So I asked him if he was going to do a party for Ben. So I knew ahead of time whether people would be bringing presents or whatever. And so I knew whether he would have gotten it from someone else or whether
I'd love some information on this school issue. Does anyone know the, which school it was or what style of school it was? Because as far as I remember from all the bits and pieces that have come out through various different times and whatever over this 10-year case, this was another point of contention. Wendi was insisting that they went to a certain school, and Professor Markel didn't want them to. So what was the deal there? Was it in Miami?
I should buy it for him. And he wrote back and said, when your voice feels better, let's talk. Because my throat was really hurting. He said, let's talk. We need to work this out for Monday. And I sent him an email. You'll see it sometime this morning while I was home working on my paper that said, okay, I'm ready to talk whenever you are. I don't know what time I sent it, but if I called him at 11:40, it was either before I called him because I thought normally he would have called.
Okay.
Like when he said I'm done with the class at 10:30 and I had said, okay, let's
I guess he never got that email, huh?
talk, and then sent him a call or an email. Like I thought it was weird I hadn't heard from him, but I just thought like, oh, maybe he's busy with something or showering.
But he told
Oh, I just thought maybe a tree fell down because of an electrical storm, and he obviously didn't get the text.
you at some point that he was going to premiere this morning.
Yeah, no, that phone message says I'm going to premiere. I'll be out 10:15, 10:30. And so
Again, that she does these double games where the stuff that exonerates her in her mind, and certainly in this interview, also serves. She was keeping tabs on him. She was like, okay, she was like I'm going to premiere at 10:30. Somehow she posed a question or said a sentence that indirectly said, what time are you going to be where, and so on, And then she was also on the phone with Charlie, right? For 17 minutes to say, TV can't be fixed. 17-minute conversation. There was some fucking code going on there about, so premiere at 10:30. So she would have been like, yeah, the TV guy said that it's going to be the premierium package is going to be about $10,030, which in, Adelson's world is a good price for a TV. They're usually about $5, right?
You can call me after that.
When did you receive that phone message?
Maybe after the repair guy left. So maybe at like, this morning, like at 11-ish or something.
All right. So you're at your house with the repairman. He leaves. You go back to working on your papers. And then you leave your house around noon, drive down. Trescott's blocked. You turn around. You go back around on Benton. And then you go
There's a tree.
Right. Pardon?
I thought it was like a tree that fell down or something.
Right. So.
I didn't even think like that's the house. I saw a few houses blocked off and I'm sorry, I don't waste your time.
No, you're not wasting my time. I think I asked you before, you don't have a number for Amy. You do not have a contact number for her? but you know she's a professor at NYU.
Yeah.
You know that her and Danny have been seeing each other, and that she stayed here from the end of June to the 1st of July. Just
At least
28
2 days, maybe. Yeah.
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 and she met the children,
Yeah. She met a few friends in town too.
and you don't know anything about her ex,
No, I know she was married.
right?
Um,
And she has children
she has a son
in New York.
in New York.
Okay.
She's a son. I think he's 14.
Okay.
Um,
Do you know how old Amy is?
she's 50.
She's 50.
Yeah.
Oh,
50.
because of course Dan's only about 42 at this time. I think Wendy's about 35. So 15 years younger than the new woman, huh? The very accomplished professor at New York University. Who was apparently quite attractive, a good-looking 50-year-old woman. Yeah. So, but she loved that, didn't she? 50, and General Isom was like 50, and Wendy's like, yeah. What a bitch.
She's very beautiful. She is, not that you can't be beautiful at 50, but she looks really young. She's very pretty and accomplished. And
You know her date of birth?
I only know that she is 50. I don't, because I was looking her up one time, feeling.
Oh, okay. Okay, so she's 50. She goes by Amy Adler.
Her middle initial.
What was that? Did she just do a little, because I was looking her up one time? Again, if the computer search, forensic search, came back with no search, like Facebook search for Amy, that would be fine, but it would also be consistent with someone that had taken measures to make their computer look innocent, right? So her admission here of, yeah, because I was looking her up one time, and General Isom goes, oh, okay, Facebook stalker, like, you know what I mean? That thing people do. Oh yeah, looking up the new woman, huh? Yeah, I know what you mean. We're all human. General Isom is just supporting everything to help Wendy walk out the door. It's so funny.
Because I was looking her up one time, feeling.
Oh my God.
Okay, so she's 50. She goes by Amy Adler.
Her middle initial is M.
M. Okay.
So that, like, if you looked her up, oh my God.
M for murder.
If you looked her up on the law school website, you'd find her that way.
Okay.
Her brother's famous. He's like a famous fashion designer. So I think they spend a lot of weekends like in the Hamptons, and she lives in the city. And
Oh, that sounds nice, doesn't it? Weekends in the Hamptons. The brother's a famous fashion designer. She's a very accomplished 50, at 50, she's probably got tenure, right? I don't know what tenure is, but I've heard it's very good. And God, that really is hitting home for like the Adelsons, all their talking points. There's no way. I think, possibly if Dan wasn't with Amy, and Amy, if you're listening, this is not your fault. Possibly if it wasn't for Amy, it wouldn't have gone to murder. But for the Adelsons to have Dan exist, and for people to ask, which would happen,
which would happen all the way through the boys' childhoods and even after then, right? Dan would be a part of the living tree of the family, of the Adelson family. So when it comes up how he's doing, and they say, well, Dan can't have the kids this weekend because he's going to the Hamptons with his accomplished tenure owning law professor at NYU and her famous fashion designer brother in the Hamptons. What are you doing in Coral Springs? Just sitting in with the kids, grandma pushing them on the swings. Wow. Living it up, grandma.
Looks like, good life.
Okay.
Looks like a good life, doesn't it, Wendy? Not gonna let Dan have that good life. You leave him and he gets with someone better than you, more acclaimed than you, more well-known with you, from a better family. Possibly, if they're Hamptons, maybe old money family. Several generations of privilege. And you with your Brooklyn, nothing against Brooklyn, but do you think the Adelsons count it as a stain when they're sitting in the Icon Tower on the corner of South and Fifth, looking at their institute, remembering the days of the tenement houses in Brooklyn?
You gave me a name of Matt Price, who's in DC.
That's his best friend.
Is that an attorney?
He's an attorney, yeah. I'm sorry I have to deal with so many lawyers.
That's okay. I'm used to it. I got to deal with state attorney's office, public defender's office, private attorneys.
The only time I've ever been in this, I represent victims of crime. I represent immigrant victims of crime.
See, that was a little miscommunication there. She said, I'm sorry you have to deal with so many lawyers, like all the people I know, all the important, respected members of society that are in my circle. But General Isom thought she was talking about just, his job description. He's got to talk to the attorney's office. He's got to talk to the state prosecutor. He's got to talk to the judge. They're on totally different. It's like she's a phantom, like she creates this field that no one can really see through. She's like, seriously, she's a shape-shifting, weird lizard person, and I don't like her.
It's the only time I've ever been in this building. It's
okay.
Advocating for my clients.
And the other friend?
The other friend is Josh Berman, also attorney.
Yeah, I represent victims of violent crime, and it would have been so nice to represent Dan.
He's in New York City.
A city attorney for New York?
No, he's private. They're both private.
Okay.
Yeah, they're both on big money, man. Not here in Tallahassee. Get that donut sugar off your shirt front right now.
And they were like the historic best friends
Okay.
from college and law school. I know that he sleeps over at their house a lot with the kids.
Okay.
I don't know if it's because the kids really love to play together or because they're close, but they spend a lot of time together. I'm sure they're close.
All right. Okay.
Danny's pretty religious, so he'd be connected with like rabbis and stuff in town too.
Okay. All right. Which synagogue does he go to?
He goes to two. The one he's most strongly affiliated with is Shomri Torah. And by the way, if you get a nod that I can use the bathroom, I could really use
Okay.
it. So
I'm gonna make
I
that
mean, I'm
happen
not
right
gonna
now.
die, but if I could just, that'd be great.
Can we bear the nail lady? I really hate that picture of her as well, you know, when she's doing her best to look completely disheveled, like she doesn't give a monkeys about how she looks. Like I'm too in shock,
Here we go.
even though I really, really
Hi.
care.
She's gotta swap your hands.
Oh,
First, I'm gonna have to do your hands.
hi. What does GSR stand for?
Totally different energy here, right? Okay. The woman. Now, this is just a technician, right? She probably doesn't have any background at all what's going on. She's been up in probably in a desk lab working away, and someone said, look, can you go down to interview room 6 because you need to go and swab hands for gunshot residue. So as she comes in, she doesn't have a prescribed way to behave unless General Isom pulls her aside and says, look, treat her as a victim. She's like a daughter to me, really. You know it.
Shot residue. Residue.
Okay.
Okay, whatever. There's not going to be any gunshot.
This is a really hard job you guys have.
Totally. What is that? This is a really hard job you guys have. What? Talking to people like you? Well, I can sympathize. Yes. We hate that. What is she talking about? Just filler. I don't think she says the word whatnot in this interview at all, which is good for her. Kudos to her. But she does have her own fillers. You know, have you ever noticed that when these suspects start saying whatnot all the time? And the other one they say is, and stuff like that all the time. Every other sentence is Ezra McCandless, relentless, and stuff like that. Oh, he used to come over and stuff like that, and then we'd watch a movie and stuff like that. Ridiculous. Lee Radati. Yeah. Savannah got in the car and we were talking and stuff like that. And what is it? Filler. Whatnot. What's that Oklahoma cop? Can't remember his name right now. Oh, Daniel Holtzclaw. Whatnot. Yes, yeah, I just wanted to smell her Kool-Aid and whatnot. And I said, have you got any pills in that bag or whatnot? Funny story. I remember when I was in school, maybe 15 years old, and we had to do the mock job interview thing, you know, career planning or something, whatever that stuff was that I assume everybody did. And it was so funny because I wore a suit and I just looked like a kid in a suit. I remember a photograph. Yeah, but I was in this interview and I was pretty nervous, to be honest. I didn't think I would be, but I was. It was like a board of grown-ups in front of me that I didn't know. And I remember saying the word whatnot an awful lot, too much. Yeah, I'm looking into a career in media and whatnot, and okay.
All right, right hand. Okay, and are you right or left-handed?
I work with both.
Okay.
But right-handed.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm ambidextrous and I speak Spanish. I'm going to tell everybody that I speak Spanish at any opportunity. You know, that's basically what I'm about. You know what? I would love to hear her speak Spanish. I would love for a Spanish native to listen to her speak Spanish. Okay? Because I bet it's awful. Uno Biro Poro Favoro.
Since noon today, have you washed your hands at all?
I wish I could tell you I had, but I haven't. I'm filthy.
I'm filthy. Filthy rich.
And a picture, correct?
Yeah.
Take a picture. I'm just gonna take a picture.
In my hands?
No,
No,
of you. Just
you just
stand up, and then you can go to the bathroom.
Okay.
She smiled.
Okay.
All right, ready?
Do you need to escort me?
I'm just gonna walk you around the corner.
Absolutely anticipated that, practiced it in the mirror, practiced the face, and can I clip to a shot of her face? I really don't like that. Oh, maybe I'll throw it in later. That's just too much work for me.
It's not really, it's just showing you where it is. What time do your kids get out of school?
So I think this school ends at like 5,
Okay,
but I usually pick them up early. Danny probably told him he was going to take them to Truesdale today, so they'll be expecting earlier. But at 5, it would be.
that's what time they close?
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure they'll stay open.
Okay. Okay.
They were supposed to be with me this week, so normal for them, other than this swim bit, would have been to spend the weekend with me and
Where did they sleep last night?
with Danny.
With Danny?
Yeah.
Okay. So Danny took them,
Go
ahead.
I got a call. So he has an alarm system in the house, and I
Right.
must still be on the call list for people if there's a break-in. I got a call yesterday. I guess it'll be on the phone when it happened. I got a call from like the company with the alarm company that said like the alarm's been triggered, it's gone off. There's another family in town that we were really close with. The woman's name is Lynn, and she's.
That's interesting, isn't it? I don't remember hearing that before. I've watched this 25 times or something. And Sigfredo Garcia was bumbling around in the garden, wasn't he?
Like, I don't know. I can't remember which trip that was, but it's an interesting. It's a helpful thing for her to bring up. Maybe that was part of the plan. Like, make Sigfredo Garcia bumble around the garden and set off the alarm so I can report that to police and show how useful my phone can be. And then they'll be like, we love this phone. There's no incriminating evidence, and she's actually helping with the case. So we need to get her a first-class ticket to Miami right now.
On the list too, so she got a call. I know this because I saw her yesterday evening. I went to a friend's art gallery thing, and she happened to be there. It's a small town, and she said, "Oh, I guess I got a call from Trescott." And
Okay.
I said, "Oh, I got the same call." I said, "But I just figured it was fine." So they called yesterday, and I don't remember what time it was. Maybe the morning, maybe the evening, but it happens sometimes every once in a while with weather, whenever the alarm gets triggered. So I didn't think anything of it, but I
Right.
wonder if there was like an attempted break-in yesterday.
I don't know. I'll have to check into that. Do you know what the alarm company is?
It's on my phone, right? The message
Okay.
that they left.
Sure.
I probably deleted it, but then I didn't delete my deleted messages. So if you look at deleted, you could find it.
Okay.
If not, I could probably figure it out, and Lynn could tell you.
Okay.
If you had to ask her.
That was yesterday,
It was yesterday.
but no calls today.
Mhm.
Where did the children sleep the night before? Did they been staying with Danny right along?
Yeah, except week on, week off, but with Wednesday overnights. So Wednesday night they were with me.
When you say when,
Oh, I hate the way she describes the custody arrangement. No, it's week on, week off, but with Wednesday overnight. So Wednesday night they were with me, but then we were switching weekends, but me be doing a long weekend on holiday weekend. So it would be Friday to Sunday, and then from Saturday to Monday. It's just like, oh, I've heard people in my life explain things like this to me in this way, and I just have no idea what they're saying. You know what I mean? It's like, I heard nothing what you just said right now. Can you write it down, because I need a visual aid?
Wednesday overnight,
It
Wednesday,
means like if it's a mommy week, they're with you all week, except Wednesday night they'd go to Danny.
Okay.
If it's a Danny week,
right?
so they're
Mommy week and a Danny week.
with him all week, except Wednesday night they came to me.
All right, and then so Wednesday night
That's
they.
the last time. I didn't tell you this, but I thought about it in the bathroom. I didn't have an interaction with him, but that's the last time I saw him was Wednesday. I picked up the kids and I was going to take them to Whole Foods.
Okay.
And I saw Danny working on his computer in the window of the Whole Foods, and I took him to BurgerFi instead.
Oh.
Because
This is stalker behavior, you know, and the way she's got this tell, right? She's got this tell where she laughs things off in this kind of like, could you believe that happened kind of way. I drive down Trescott to cope with the divorce. I thought, there must be a tree down. You know, oh, isn't that weird? I didn't think anything of it. Can you believe that? That's so weird. And then with this, it's like, oh, yeah, well, the last time I actually saw him, it was through the window watching him eat. So we went to BurgerFi instead, and I made sure to get a seat in a position where I could keep a clear line of sight directly to Professor Markel and watch him eat.
he and I were, divorced,
Right.
and interactions with him were hard. And it was my one day with the kids, and I thought, well, if we go.
Yeah, interactions with him are hard, but I'm smiling like Jack Nicholson's Joker over here. Jesus Christ, it's like one of those carved wooden masks from China or somewhere, you know, like with the ridiculously large smile. Scary. I mean, vicious. Totally. I really don't think the world, the public, get the opportunity to see a human being
like this very often. She is really an extreme case of dysfunction and devoid of all human emotion and feeling and all of well, not just emotion and feeling, but all of the, she literally is a puppeteer, a machinist. It's just function to her. There's nothing beyond that. It's like a vacuum cleaner just sucking everything up. Bizarre. I mean, it's spooky and scary, but I think that's a really important thing and why it's so compelling to watch this kind of behavior, because this is the stuff that you need to watch out for in your life. If you're from even a remotely similar kind of culture, but just being a human being is enough to a certain extent, but certainly an English speaking human being, and by extension, you know it's the same for Hispanic, Black. It's not a white or an American thing, or a language thing. It's the French. The French have got a lot. They call them femme fatale. Yeah, they got a lot in France. Crazy.
Outside, it's gonna be like all of us together, and I wanted time by myself
That's
with
fine.
them. So I took them, but that's the last time I saw him. So I saw him sitting there Wednesday afternoon working.
He was inside Whole
He was
Foods.
inside Whole Foods with
Okay.
his computer, like
Okay.
writing.
And the kids came out.
The kids didn't see him. We
Okay.
were just about to enter. I saw him.
Yeah, the kids didn't see him because, I didn't want them to say anything, call him and know I was there watching him eat or work on his computer. I think I just like the idea of her watching him eat. That's better. But the computer, she's like, who's he typing to? Is that to Amy? Is she in the Hamptons with her famous fashion designer brother and their old money? Oh, God, I have to kill him.
My one day with the kids, and so I went and got burgers instead.
To the burger fry. Okay. All right. So then Thursday.
Went and got burgers. Yeah, we went, the whole thing with the kids. Dan wanted the kids to be kosher and Wendi didn't. And I didn't know this until this case. I knew about shellfish and pork and, a vague idea of the process of preparing and blessing, or whatever the right word might be for, the making things kosher. But I didn't know about the milk and meat thing. So a cheeseburger, which she took them to eat cheeseburgers right in front of Dan Markel as a power play. The sick person she is. But I didn't know this about kosher food. The reason that milk and meat is not permitted under kosher law is that milk is representative of life, as in a baby having milk, or baby cows having milk, or whatever, and meat is symbolic of death. So why it's frowned upon is because it's mixing life and death. That apparently is the reason behind it, which I found an interesting bit of knowledge.
I got a call.
You got called about the alarm. Had you had any contact with the kids during that time?
On Thursday, I had them Wednesday night. I brought them to school on Thursday, and then no, not after I dropped them off.
Okay.
And there's a record at school of like when you log in. So I probably dropped them off a little before 9, but they could tell you what
Okay.
time.
All right. And then, so then he kept them last night, Thursday night, and then he would have driven them to school. What time does he normally drop them off at school?
It varies. Sometimes he has breakfast with them. I got the call from him. It was 9.
Sorry to interrupt. You know, I just had a thought about. I was thinking if I was her, I'd probably lean on the table a little, or lean my temple on my hand, or something. But she does this real frontal, full frontal body language, and it's to keep his attention, right? It's to really just say, it's directing her energy at him, hypnotizing. I swear it's a programming tactic. If you speak to a hypnotist or a neurolinguistic programmist, they'll tell you full frontal body language is a way to hold your audience. Yeah. And why would a guilty person want to hold their audience, huh?
4, I think. So he must have already just dropped them off and was probably driving from school to the gym. And that's why he was saying, going to this class. I'll touch base with you after.
Okay. And then no contact after that.
We had some texting contact. That's what I was saying.
Can you imagine the wry little smile when she received that text? I'm just going to this class at Premiere. I'll text you later. She's like, no, you won't. Yeah, I'm going to go and get myself some bullet bourbon now.
That my last contact wasn't very nice. I was saying, well, I wanted to pick them up at 3, and he was saying, well, you.
Oh, and you know they toasted with that bullet bourbon, right? That was their way of celebrating. Yeah, not the celebration dinner. And they couldn't say, well done, guys, we did it, in case the cops have got polyphonics going on and the whole house is bugged. And, you know, they're going to say, well, I think we could all use a drink. And they're all going to look at the bullet bourbon label, aren't they? And they're going to look at each other and go, you know, just a little look. That's how they do things. They've developed this way of communicating that's become second nature to them, but they've all got confused. They've totally forgotten how other people talk. So Charlie on the stand saying, I was so personable, I was so likable. Everyone on Twitter was saying I was great. And Josh Dugan, who lived in Tallahassee with these morons for 4 years. Nobody knows Tallahassee like him. We rigged the jury and we didn't win. That just proves that it's Tallahassee. They were too stupid to listen to facts. Fucking Tallahassee.
Are only allowed them after 4:30, and I was like, well, what about last week? I picked him up at 5, and he said I was just being nice, and I said, I guess nice was fun while it lasted.
Okay.
That's
okay. All right. His parents,
nice
his family, do you have contact with them in your phone?
I have contact.
Another little self pat on the back that waves in the face of the investigation. I guess it was nice while it lasted. Bullet in the brain. Really? You know, you just know that she gets sick pleasure out of this. It's like a sadonic. What is the word? Sadist, but it's not sexual. It's murder. Crazy.
For For at least one of them.
Okay.
I think I'd been recently deleting them just because they don't call me. But at least one of them, I can tell you his, like, I don't know whether it's his dad's name. His parents are actually recently divorced.
Okay, we'll get the phone, we'll get the phone back. You can supply,
Oh, really? They're not 40 plus years in and really in love like your parents? Well-adjusted family girl? Give me a break.
those numbers.
Okay.
All right, and then we'll attempt to contact them.
Oh my God.
Find out where they're at, if you can.
It's just the worst thing you could have happen.
No, I gotta ask you something, okay?
Yeah.
Do you own a gun?
No.
Have you ever owned a gun? Have you ever?
What? Why are you asking me that, victim over here? Remember? No gun. I don't have a gun. I don't know what a gun is. I don't know what bourbon is. I don't know why Trescott was blocked. It's the shortcut to Monroe. Not Monroe, Mosaic. I've been meaning to look up that Monroe thing because the cop, General Isom goes, Monroe? Oh, so many things. You know, what are we going to make a list? Look it up.
Ever fired a gun?
I think I went ski shooting about 12 years ago.
Okay, nothing since then. Does Danny own a gun?
Not that I know of, but maybe since I left. He didn't own a gun when I was with him.
Never had a gun around.
Yeah, maybe when I left, he got a gun. Probably would have been a good idea. Yeah. Just always had it on him. He had a concealed carry permit, a CCP. He was always at the range.
Or
No.
did he ever talk about buying a gun or anything?
He would talk about it, but he's a criminal law professor.
Right.
So sometimes he would talk about things just like
Okay.
to have a discussion about, like,
Okay.
should we have a gun in the home? Is it dangerous? As far as I knew, there was no gun in the house.
Okay. You don't know anybody that he owed money to? You don't know
Just
anyone?
me.
I know, besides you.
Yeah,
But
that's
it-
me and
it
my
was- and
big
that was under
diamond
court order.
white
I'm
smile.
told.
It's, yeah, and we have
Jesus, yeah, he owes me $1 million for every big shiny tooth in my face. That's how much he owes me. But, you know, even though my family are all Ming the Merciless, it wasn't us. Anyway, guys, we're going to pack it up for the night. And maybe have a little smoked turkey. What do you think about that, Soap? Should we have a little smoked turkey? Okay, we wish you all a very good night. And, you know, I had a good idea for the next series. I mean, this is probably going to be a 10-episode series. But I don't think anyone wants that. So maybe we'll cut it down to 9. But after that, I wanted to go through maybe not all, but a considerable amount of Catherine Magbanawara's defense attorneys from the perspective that they were hired to put on a convincingly good defense that actually served to prosecute Katie and keep Charlie out of jail by actively pushing home the point that it was all Charlie Adelson. I mean, that's genius. I know that you probably didn't understand what I just said, but please rewind and listen to it again. Because it was gold, and when the series comes out, you won't know what hit you. So yeah. I mean, I don't want you to subscribe. Please leave a comment about how talentless I am and how much I suck and how you hate the show, and don't subscribe. Okay. But do come back and see the Jeffrey. Jeffrey Lacasse. I want to do another one. Series 3 is going to be the decomposition of Jeffrey Lacasse. Ah, man, a lot of people like him. A lot of people, some people don't like him. I don't know why. I think he's pretty likable in a lot of ways, but I really feel for him. And a lot of people think he came out of this well adjusted. I don't think so. And I think the third trial, the third trial, Charlie's trial. I don't know if it was because it was Charlie's trial or what, but he just looked beat. I've only seen it once. But I wanted to just maybe go over all three of his direct and cross examinations and see if we can see a pattern, a diminishing, a crumbling of a man before our very eyes, and also his awesome police interview. I mean, that was incredible. I just want to count how many points he got spot on. And another one I really like is the female friend of Dan's who said she tried to straddle both friendships. And Wendi in this interview is going to rubbish her and float the idea out there that that she always took Dan's side, so that if she's got any suspicion about this, she can just look like a jolted friend. Yeah, Jeffrey Lacasse was a jolted lover. He was jolted and jealous. Oh, jolted and jealous. And the friend always took Dan's side. Of course she's suspicious. She would be suspicious. And his parents are going to think it was me. And by the way, my brother made a joke about hiring a hitman. And I told that to the TV guy. When everyone's talking about TV, we're getting a big birthday present for my dad.
Lawyers.
Oh, okay. Okay, we are 20% through, guys. Mentor lawyer, if you're watching, please don't remove this video. I'm sorry if you think I'm robbing you, but look, no one's watching my video. So I'm really only doing this for me. So just let me do it, man. Okay, I really love the show, Mentor Lawyer, and keep up the good work. And please, I would like to see you on a trampoline. If you have a trampoline in your garden, or if there's one at your local gymnasium or in the park, please do your next show while bouncing on a trampoline. Thank you, and good night, everybody.